The rules of long division also apply to synthetic division in the sense we want to make sure that we have decreasing powers of x. And if some term is missing as we go along, we have to insert that term with a 0 so that we don't miss that term. So the very first step is to write down the coefficients. Okay, x squared goes on to x, then to x raised 0. So going to write 2, negative 13, 11. The form here is x minus 5. So it is of the form that we need. So I will put 5 there. So bring that 2 down. Then we multiply 5 with 2 to get 10. Put 10 up there. Contrary to long division, we always add, not subtract. So negative 13 plus 10, negative 3. Multiply 5 and negative 3. We will get negative 15. Goes up there. We add the 2 together. 11 minus 15 is negative 4. So the remainder is negative 4. The quotient, we start writing x with 1 less power than what you have in the numerator. So we have x squared. So we start with x raised 1, followed by x raised 0. The first coefficient here is 2. The second is negative 3. X raised 1 is simply x, so we have 2x. Positive times negative 3 is negative 3. X raised 0 is 1, so negative 3 times 1 is just negative 3. Does that make sense? So we want to divide 3x cubed plus x squared minus x plus 4 by x plus 1. We can't do this directly because we don't have x minus c, but we can rewrite the denominator as x minus of minus 1, which is the same as saying x plus 1. X cubed followed by x squared, then x raised 0, decreasing powers of x. So I could simply write the coefficients 3, 1, minus 1, and 4. The constant c here is negative 1. So I put negative 1 there. 3 comes down, yes.
Do you think you could turn those lights on by any chance?
Okay. So minus 1 and 3 comes down, we have 3. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. We always add, so 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. Goes up there. We always add 2 minus 1, 1. Lastly, minus 1 times 1 is positive. Going one step ahead, negative 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3. So the remainder is 3. The quotient, we've got to start with a degree 1 less than what we see up there. So x squared plus x raised 1 plus x raised 0. Once you get good enough of good practice, you don't have to write this, it'll just come to you. So the coefficient of x squared is 3. The coefficient of x is -2. And the coefficient of x raised 0 is 1. So we have 3x squared minus 2x. 1 times x raised 0, x raised 0 is 1 plus 1. Decreasing powers of x, x cubed, x squared, x raised 0. So nothing to modify here. So five minus 8 minus 4, 10. Have x minus 2. Put 2 up there. It is of the form x minus 2. At 5, we move the 5 down. 2 times 5, 10. -8 plus 10, positive 2. 2 times 2, 4. Add those, I get 0. 2 times 0 is 2. Add those, I get 12. Bad math. 2 times 0 is 2. So the remainder is 10. And the quotient, we start with a degree less than 3, so x squared plus x raised 1 plus x raised 0. So the coefficient here is 5. There it is 2. And lastly, 0. 0 times that is just 0. So 5x squared plus 2x. And what do we have in common? X. So most of you did this one, but left it in this form. But anytime you have a common factor, you pull it out and write it as x times 5x plus 2. Check always to see if there are missing terms. We are missing a term. So 2x cubed, 7x squared, the x term is missing. So we have to insert a 0. So 2, 7, 0, -5. Since we have a plus there, we've got to use -3 over here. So -3. Bring the 2 down. So we have 2. -3 times 2 is -6. We always add, so 7 times -6, excuse me, 7 minus 6 is 1. -3 times 1 is -3. We always add 0 plus -3 is -3. -3 times -3 is positive 9. 9 plus -5 is 4. Good. So the remainder is 4. The quotient, we always start the power of x that is 1 less than what we have in the question. So x squared plus x raised 0, which is just a number. Put the coefficients in 2, 1, and -3. So if you write it out, you'd have 2x squared plus x minus 3. Good. Before we proceed, we've got to determine if we are missing terms. We are missing one. So we have x raised 4. So 1 minus 2 minus 11. The x term is missing, so 0 and 34. Good. Now, since that is plus 2, we're going to put minus 2 there. 1 comes down, minus 2 times 1 minus 2. Always add minus 4, negative 2 times negative 4, positive 8. Always add negative 11 plus 8, negative 3. Negative 2 times negative 3, positive 6. Always add 0 plus 6, 6. 6 times negative 2, negative 12. 34 minus 12 is 22. So the remainder is 22. The quotient, we always start with 1 degree less than what we have in the numerator. So x cubed plus x squared plus x raised 0. The coefficient of x cubed is 1. X squared, it is minus 4, minus 3, and lastly 6. X cubed minus 4x squared minus 3x. 6 times 1, it is 6. Good. So, as always, we've got to go through the polynomial to see if terms are missing. So, we are missing a whole bunch of terms. X raised 4, there is a coefficient, so 4. Missing x cubed, so 0. Missing x squared, 0. X is there, minus 8, minus 16. Since it is minus 2, it's just 2 here. If this had been plus 2, we will put minus 2 there. I saw some of you make that mistake. So if it is minus, we just put 2 there. Bring the 4 down. So 2 times 4, 8. Always add 0 plus 8, 8. 2 times 8, 16. 0 plus 16, 16. 16 times 2, 32. Negative 8 plus 32, 24. 2 times 24, 48. 48 minus 16 is 32. So the remainder is 32. The quotient, we always start with 1 degree less than what we have in the numerator. So we start at x cubed plus x squared plus x raised 0, which is just 1. So 4x cubed, 8x squared, 16x, and 24. So the answer is 4x cubed plus 8x squared plus 16x plus 24. Most of you stop right there, but the correct thing to do would be to observe that there is a 4 in common, and you pull that 4 out. So if I pull that out, I will have x cubed plus 2x squared plus 4x plus 6. Clear? Yes.